Over the weekend, I saw this wild clip that's been doing the rounds from Tim Pool. Now, Tim Pool is arguing or debating with Joel Berry, who I actually like and enjoy. I think he is a good man, a good, godly man. Tim Pool, however, nothing of the sort. Now, yes, I have made a video about Tim Pool in the past, and some of the things that he's been saying made a little bit of sense. But then I saw this clip. Have a watch.
You referenced singular quotes from Nick that he said, and then when it came to the issue of Dave Rubin, you argued in the extreme of he have to go out and advocate and proselytize this particular thing.
That's what Nick's doing.
Nick
is proselytizing.
Nick has.
I've never.
How many times has he praised Hitler?
I've never once seen.
How many times has he praised Hitler?
Rubin go on a show and say we need more surrogacy.
How many times has he praised Hitler?
More gay adoptions. I've never seen him do that.
How many times has Nick praised Hitler?
I don't know.
Exactly. And Dave has promoted surrogacy.
At least once.
Indeed. And Dave has at least once promoted surrogacy. So what is the moral?
You really think Nick Fuentes has only praised Hitler once?
And I don't think, and I don't think Dave has only posted about surrogacy once.
I've only seen.
The point is, I believe your morals are fake. You are. I genuinely do. This is the frustration that I have in my voice is not because I'm passionate about one way or the other, or whether Nick did or did not.
Easy examples like Dave Rubin and
easy examples, because the point is,
let's talk about
in
Trump.
Trying to understand where your moral lines are. I will talk entirely.
Look at what Trump promoted on his reality shows and Playboy magazine.
I'm not a Christian.
All this stuff. Okay, I am.
Indeed.
And Christians overwhelmingly voted for Trump.
And I think your aversion to Nick Fuentes is based on some clips you've seen for which you are largely ignorant of his larger message, and you've ascribed him this position as an evil nihilist without watching anything he said.
Nick is advocating for it.
For what? For what specifically?
It is not something that he's.
For what specifically?
Who he is in his personal
What has he
life.
advocated for? Are you going to mention the singular quote from just the other day where he said unite with the left? Let's talk about before that, because you've been anti-Nick for a while. Yeah. What has he said that you are against and believe he is a nihilist for all these reasons?
Why are you challenging me on Nick Fuentes? We're all agreed on this. Like we've all seen.
Because I don't think you have an answer.
He says.
Like what?
Yeah, I mean, he's advocated for child brides. He's advocated for, he's questioned the Holocaust. He's said Hitler is really cool. He's talked about how we need to deport all the Jews and all the Browns and all the blacks. He is. I mean, I don't watch his show. I've just seen
the point that I was making is that exactly your view of Nick Fuentes.
I've seen enough. Like, why is this so hard?
Well, Donald Trump also called Nazis fine people.
No, we're obvious.
Donald Trump called Nazis fine people.
No, he didn't.
Oh, wait, hold on. Because we analyzed further to look at the full context of his messages.
You think that the media is treating Nick
Kathy
Fuentes
Newman
unfairly the way they treated Donald Trump unfairly?
I think they are treating Nick unfairly for sure.
Oh, come on.
His Spotify podcast got banned.
Donald Trump.
You want to make an argument about what he believes? Make an argument. The argument we're having right now is that Nick shouldn't be allowed to be interviewed by Tucker Carlson, and Tucker is at fault for having talked to him.
Oh, no.
How many times has Nick Fuentes publicly praised Hitler? Well, short answer is, according to ChatGPT, there are at least 4 publicly documented occasions where Nick Fuentes explicitly praised Adolf Hitler, quotes or clear praise reported by reliable outlets. Here are the 4. AF PAC speech, February 2022, coverage of Fuentes' America First Political Action Conference, and then on his show, America First, date cited in profiles, reported, quote, summarized in multiple profiles and documentation, Hitler is awesome, Hitler was right, and the Holocaust didn't happen. That's a pretty famous one. Loads of people shared that very video under the timcast X page. Twitter and X reinstatement episode, January 25th, 2023, when his account was briefly reinstated in January 2023. Reporting says he immediately used the platform to praise Adolf Hitler and other extremists as well. Multiple subsequent public remarks and interviews from 2023 to 2025. So he's done it at least 4 times. These are 4 publicly documented occasions. He's probably done it a lot more, but we don't officially know, according to ChatGPT. But I'm sure if we were to, dig a little further, we could come up with lots. And he's also gone Team Hitler. So this whole moral outrage argument that Tim Pool is trying to have with Joel Berry It's disingenuous. It's actually pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. And he's bringing up Dave Rubin. The whole Dave Rubin, having surrogate kids, right? And how many times have you proselytized Dave Rubin? How many times have you called Dave Rubin out? I mean, I've called Dave Rubin out a number of times over that very thing, and I'm pretty sure Joel Berry has as well. We don't agree with that, but you don't have Dave Rubin praising Adolf Hitler, trying to cause division. You don't have Dave Rubin hating on women either and saying that women are okay or allowed or it's their fault that they get raped by men. You don't have Dave Rubin denying the Holocaust. None of those things. His only crime, as it were, is that he bought children and the fact that he is gay. If you see that as being like a crime, you guys know what I'm talking about. It goes against the Bible, 100%. But if you want to have like this moral equivalent outrage, one, for sure, okay, what Dave Rubin did is wrong. It's horrible. What Nick Fuentes has said and has done is also horrible. You can have moral outrage on both fronts. But the problem is you don't have Dave Rubin out there every show he's doing talking up surrogacy. You don't. You have him saying what it means to be a father to him. Surrogacy was his choice, for sure, and many people have called him out on it, saying that that's wrong. And but on the other hand, you've got Nick Fuentes that is out there pretty much trying to sow division, trying to destroy conservatism. He's been platformed by Tucker Carlson. By the way, he's now after Tucker Carlson because Tucker Carlson threw him under a bus. He's not happy about that. So it just keeps on going back and forth. And you got a dingbat like Tim Pool that is trying to defend and trying to praise Nick Fuentes. It just doesn't work. It just makes you out to look like you are pathetic, if you ask me. I empathize with Joel Berry. Listening to that garbage coming out of Tim Pool's mouth, trying to defend the indefensible, the mental gymnastics of that 2-minute, almost 3-minute long clip, my brain hurt from the level of dumbness coming out of Tim Pool's mouth. I didn't think it was possible, but stranger things have happened this year, my friends. AG goes, this is the dumbest minute I've seen from a person. There are literally hours of Fuentes in context advocating for racism, racial segregation, pedophilia, Jew hatred, support for Hitler, Stalin, hatred of Indians, and the list goes on and on and on. He doesn't even deny those positions most of the time. The endless gaslighting to defend those views is exhausting and annoying. No one is taking Nick out of context. Trying to paint what Nick Fuentes has said and then say that's equivalent to what happened to Trump and how the media treated Trump. You've got to be kidding me, Tim. That's like even a massive stretch for you, of all people. There is something seriously wrong with these sorts of people. They're so like hell-bent on attacking us for going, your moral outrage is fake, guys, because what about this, defending Dave Rubin? What about Dave Rubin talking about surrogacy, which, by the way, I looked at ChatGPT and what ChatGPT had to say about how many times Dave Rubin has spoken about his surrogacy journey. Only a few. Several occasions, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, apparently. According to, so he's got Rumble. There's a conversation there. There's the Daily Wire with Candace Owens, believe it or not. He addressed the backlash over his surrogacy announcement. Megyn Kelly's show, 298. And then on Jordan Peterson's show. So At a minimum, he has publicly spoken about surrogacy on several occasions, but ChatGPT found no comprehensive list or count that he says he's talked about it on X certain amount of times. Like, so I think you can be angry at both things, or upset at least, and have, this is my moral standing. This is where I stand on surrogacy. This is where I stand on Nick Fuentes. But seriously, one is very different. Dave Rubin, very different to Nick Fuentes. Dave Rubin's not a racist, a Hitler apologist, a Stalin lover. He defends actual conservative values. Sure, I disagree with him on the homosexuality as well as the surrogacy thing. But nobody is perfect, are they? But he's sure as hell not defending pretty much the indefensible. Now, I'm sure he would agree. I can't speak for him, but perhaps if he had someone that knew a lot about surrogacy and why it's wrong, obviously I think he negated his ability to have kids when he chose homosexuality. Like, I think that gay people shouldn't really have parents, or shouldn't be parents, sorry, not have parents, far out. But that's just my opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion about that. So James Lindsay goes about this. You posted this thinking it makes you look smart and good. Lol. I agree. He thought that this actually made him look good. What's Nick Fuentes' larger message? Tell us what's Nick's larger message. I'd like to hear it. That's from Kerry Smith, Deprogrammed. And she goes, I got you covered. The most obvious, destructive, anti-Christian, and evil thing Nick Fuentes consistently proselytizes for is the destruction of biblical marriage and destruction of the family. Here is a ton of video on that and other topics. But you can see Joel Berry just... Joel Berry is literally all of us in that moment, listening to Tim Pool's ramblings. The guy's got literally no idea. Trying to defend the indefensible. Like, you stay on topic. Stay on target. We're talking about Nick Fuentes and how horrible he actually is. And the things that he's saying. That's what we're talking about. And then the fact that Tucker decides to platform him. Like, sure, we can platform whoever we want, right? But at the end of the day, he didn't push back. It was so easy. It was a lob. And so many young people are listening to people like Nick Fuentes. It's dangerous. And then he got people like Tim Pool defending him. Wow. And then you are, the gaslighting is just next level, isn't it? Like, we're made to think that we're crazy because we don't support Nick Fuentes. Nah, sorry. Not sorry. Never going to happen, mate. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.